Hello my friends. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about 5 reasons why you should start digital painting in Clip Studio Paint. I'm so excited to be using Clip Studio Paint in this video, and I'm also going to be drawing on the Wacom One as well as my iPad. I'll show you that in a bit. This video is sponsored by Clip Studio Paint, and I'm excited to be using this program that is finally the first program I've used in a while to actually help me achieve the look I want for my paintings and to streamline my entire process. So let's get into it. The first reason that I think you should get started with digital art is for the versatility when you're traveling. You can carry a laptop or a tablet with you for painting, or you can use a drawing tablet like an iPad or an Android tablet. Clip Studio Paint is pretty amazing because it has availability on Windows, Mac OS, iPad, iPhone, Android, Chromebook, and Galaxy, so you can actually download it for any of those devices, whether a laptop or tablet or a phone, as well as desktop, obviously. One of the best things about digital painting when I was in college was the fact that I didn't have to carry a bunch of art supplies around with me when creating. There's a time and place for everything, traditional art and digital art, but if you're looking for a medium that has so much ease of portability, I definitely recommend digital art. When you get started with digital art and digital painting, when you're browsing through programs that you can use for your artwork, if you want a serious and in-depth painting program with a ton of features that will help further your artistic journey, Clip Studio Paint has a much lower price than other competitors, which is pretty crazy. If you look at some digital painting programs out there, the price of them is hiked up because they are professional software meant for professionals who can, afford to be adding all of those expenses to their business expenses. However, a lot of these programs are not accessible to everyone, and there is a higher learning curve to other programs than Clip Studio Paint. The second reason I think you should get started with digital art is that there is a lot of creativity in learning and experimentation with digital art. I definitely think that it's important to learn how to sketch with pencil and paper before starting your digital art journey. I completely think that that's an important step to make. But if you want to learn about color theory and lighting and want to learn to develop your style, digital art might be a really good option for you. The downside to traditional art is the expense and the dry time and the mess and the lack of convenience with carrying these supplies. You know that I work in both traditional and digital media, but if you're trying to learn about yourself and your creative direction, digital art is a good way to experiment without the guilt of destroying art supplies or using up sketchbooks. The cool thing about Clip Studio Paint is that it's optimized for comic books and manga, but it also has amazing features for illustrators, and the version for illustrators is a lot cheaper than the one for the comic creation. I always knew Clip Studio Paint as the program for comic creation, and I watched a lot of people do time lapses and videos on how they made comics and mangas in Clip Studio Paint, and while those were super cool to watch and informative, I don't personally create comics, and so I didn't think that Clip Studio Paint was for me. But now that I've used it for actual painting, the way my illustrative painting, I absolutely love it. The brushes and textures in this program are so nice. They feel very traditional paper-like, and the way that all the brushes and pencils, how everything blends, which is the perfect blend of how traditional art blends with the ease of digital art blending. It's fantastic. The next reason that I think you should pick up digital art is for easy revisions. A lot of haters say that this is cheating with digital art. It's not cheating, it's using the tools of the media. And while with traditional art you can't quickly distort your image or liquefy it or quickly warp something so your proportions look right, the good thing about digital art is that you can easily do that, and that saves a lot of time in the long run when you are painting. It's time efficient to use these distortion and warp features rather than to have to completely redraw your sketch. In this painting that I'm painting right now, I think I made the head a little bit too big and then her torso and her body a little bit too small. So after I finished painting, I went in with some distortion features and fixed the proportions, and I love the end result so much more. I know a lot of people will say that this is a cop-out for creating good art, and I completely disagree. If you have an eye to understand where your proportions are looking wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with using warp tools. If you're consistently practicing with pencil and paper and learning how to improve your own drawing skills, traditionally, I think that the ease of revisions in digital painting is fantastic and such a time saver. The next reason is a quick turnaround for content posted. This kind of is like taking a step back and looking at your work and your goals for your artwork. If you love the slow process of painting, digital art, can satisfy that. Obviously, you can create large scale pieces. But if you want to create beautiful artworks and you have harsh deadlines for school, or you want to be posting content on your Instagram or on your YouTube or TikTok regularly, being able to fully utilize tools of digital painting and digital art makes the process so much more enjoyable. Creating personal work is so much easier, especially when you've been busy doing creative work for school or for work outside of your personal enjoyment. It's nice to come to a program that will aid you in creating something that's enjoyable for you. Digital art streamlines any dry times, scanning, or shipping that you might have to take extra time to do when you're doing traditional art. If something that you're struggling with is time management, creating, and then having to take care of all of the other stuff, cleanup, scanning, admin stuff, digital art kind of takes all of those parts of the process away so that you can just create. My last reason that I recommend starting with digital art and Clip Studio Paint, you can create sleek and polished artworks. I've seen traditional artists that are able to achieve this exact same look, very sleek, smooth, precise, maybe sometimes graphic. And it's definitely possible with traditional art, but it's so much easier to do with digital art, especially if you're a beginner. Digital and traditional art are so different. One is not better than the other. I work with both traditional and digital media, so I'm not trying to say that traditional is not as good. However, digital art has this really silky, magical feeling that I personally can't achieve with my traditional art. I love my pencil drawings. I think they look magical and whimsical, but the effects that I can achieve with my digital paintings are so different than what I can achieve with watercolors or colored pencils. One of the reasons for this is that I use filters and effects that can create different moods for the exact same piece of art. So when I am done with creating a digital painting, adding all the details, I love to add filters and effects to that piece and to see where it goes and develops this whole process of experimentation. As you can see, the painting that I created in this piece, she had a much brighter lime green dress, and in the end it's like this really muted light sagey color. And I love that the process can change a piece so much, especially adding the effects right at the end. It is like photo editing for your digital art. It's so fun. I think that it's also evident in this piece how much I enjoyed the process and the painting that I created. I think it's one of my best that I've made in a while. Oftentimes when I'm sitting and painting at my desk for long hours, I'll get tired or want to change my setting or scenery. So I love that Clip Studio Paint is available on iPad so that I can take the exact same file that I've been working on my computer and take it on my iPad and work in bed or on the couch while watching TV. It's so nice that you don't have to convert any kinds of files, that you can use the same file as I did on my computer, on my iPad, and to have those options. If you're interested in trying Clip Studio Paint out, there is a link in the description and on Clip Studio's website for a 3-month free trial. I definitely recommend that you try it out. There is only to gain from a free trial. I hope that this video inspired you to start digital painting and also inspired you to try out a new program. If you've never tried out Clip Studio Paint, I highly recommend it. I'm definitely going to be using it in the future and might completely transition over to it. We'll see how my whole process goes. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to see more videos. Let me know if you prefer my digital or traditional artwork videos, and if you liked the style of this video. Maybe you did, it's a little bit different for me. Thank you to Clip Studio Paint for sponsoring this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!